Okay, so your results are in, and you've been identified as the wellness and spiritual visionary. You might know this better as the healer archetype. In this quick explainer, we're going to dive deep and decode the unique energetic blueprint that comes with this powerful identity. And maybe more importantly, we're going to figure out why your greatest gift so often feels like your heaviest burden. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, let's just acknowledge who you are. I mean, if this is resonating with you, it's because you are that guide. You are that healer, that person who naturally holds sacred space for others. This isn't just some label we're throwing at you. It's a recognition of a deep, innate calling you've probably felt your whole life.
All right, so for our first section, we need to get crystal clear on your core mission. We're going to define your blueprint, the fundamental why that fuels every single thing you do. Because, you see, hidden inside this why is the source of both your greatest power and your most persistent challenge. At your absolute core, this is you. You are literally wired to be a guide, to create these sacred containers where transformation can happen. You have this incredible, natural ability to bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen, leading from a place of real presence and alignment. This isn't just what you do, it's who you are.
Now, what's really fascinating is how these three drives power your purpose. Your entire life's work is fueled by this very specific cocktail: a deep, unwavering commitment to truth, an innate need for harmony in your environment, and this incredibly powerful, almost magnetic pull towards sacred service. It's this exact blend that shapes your entire reality. But that powerful combination of drives also leads us to the big paradox. It's the one question you've probably asked yourself 1,000 times, and it really is the central conflict of your entire archetype. And there it is. If you are so uniquely gifted at helping and restoring other people, why does this path so often lead to your own exhaustion? Why does your sacred mission sometimes feel like it's costing you absolutely everything? We're going to unpack that right now. And here's the answer. The core conflict for every single healer is this exact clash. Your massive innate drive for sacred service hits a wall, a fundamental need for what this framework calls structural reciprocity. You know, to put it simply, it's a balanced exchange of energy. Your impulse to give is so powerful that without this reciprocity, you start to erode your own boundaries, and that creates a devastating pattern of depletion.
This table just lays it all out so perfectly. Let's walk through it. Look at that first row. The pattern of overgiving creates a real bioenergetic weakness in what's called your Coherence and Trust Center. You can think of this as the anatomical home for your boundaries. When it gets weak, those boundaries become porous. You start absorbing your client's energy, and that leads directly to compassion fatigue. Then, as you can see in the second row, that constant energy leak starts to drain your core battery, the foundational stability axis. And when that gets depleted, you hit the wall. That's the burnout, the financial instability, and the deep chronic fatigue that way too many healers just accept as part of the job.
So if the problem is this physical, well, the solution has to be too. This next section is where everything pivots. This is the heart of the entire framework. And honestly, it's a perspective shift that changes everything.
I really want you to let this sink in for a second. Your burnout is not a personal failing. It is not a flaw in your character, and it is definitely not a lack of willpower. The struggle you're feeling is a measurable physical constriction in your body. The bottleneck isn't in your mindset. It is literally in your anatomy.
You see, the science of bioenergetics actually shows us how our emotions and our leadership patterns, well, they aren't just thoughts. They actually get physically stored in our bodies as energetic blocks, a kind of character armor that we build up over time. And that armor, that physical tension, is what leads directly to the burnout cycle. And that right there is exactly why all the conventional advice, just take more breaks, think more positively, it never works long term. It's like putting a tiny Band-Aid on a deep structural energy leak. You simply cannot mindset your way out of a problem that is physically anchored in your body. It's impossible. Okay, so this brings us to the missing piece of the puzzle. We've identified the problem, but now we're moving toward the solution, the key that unlocks your breakthrough at the actual root cause. Because what you know so far, it's truly just the beginning. Right now, you understand your healer archetype. You totally get your why. But a general synopsis, that's not a strategy. Knowing the name of your problem is not the same thing as having the specific, personal key to actually solve it. Let me put it this way. Everything we've talked about so far, your identity as a healer, your core drives, that's only about 20% of your full energetic code. The other 80%, the most crucial part, the part that actually contains your how,
The blueprint for how to execute your mission sustainably, that's still locked. That locked 80%, that contains your unique operating frequency. Think of this as your personal energetic signature. It is the specific, custom instruction manual for how your body is designed to process energy, maintain strong boundaries, and fulfill your mission without burning to the ground.
So how do we unlock it? Well, the path forward is all about accessing your full code. It's about stepping into what this framework calls personal sovereignty, the ability to operate from a place of complete wholeness and embodied authority. This entire framework is called the Bioenergetic Blueprint. It's a proprietary system created by its founder, Charita Ra'él, and it was designed specifically to decode these patterns and provide a tangible, real-world path to sustainable leadership.
And the path to sovereignty is really direct and clear. Step 1. Get your full diagnostic. This reveals your complete personal energetic map. Step 2. Unlock your unique anatomical intelligence. You use that map to access your body's wisdom. And finally, Step 3. Apply that intelligence to build embodied authority. This is how you lead from a place of embodied power and finally end the cycle of depletion for good.
And this quote just gets right to the heart of it all, doesn't it? This is about moving beyond the world of hustle and grind. It's about empowering you to build your brilliance without the burnout and to leave a legacy that comes from a place of genuine wholeness.
So, the final question is really just for you. Are you ready to finally master the balance between your incredible service to others and the non-negotiable service to yourself? Are you truly ready to build your brilliance without the burnout?